Welcome back, everyone. You can see that I'm very sweaty because I'm in my garage in summertime, and I'd like to show you why I hate being here in the summertime. Okay, so yes, it's an obvious mess in here, but I got my temp gun out. Let's just see what the roof is radiating at. Oh, it's only 126 degrees. What's the radiant heat in here? About 197 degrees. Yeah, that's in the shade where there's trees on this side of my garage. Yeah, it's about 100 degrees in here. Let me go to the front. Oh, it's even worse. That's 104. What about the shaded part? That's 100. Yeah, great. So it's quite hot in here. Yes, I could open the doors, but then it would be 90 in here instead of 100. But I have exactly one saving grace to this garage, and I'll show you that. So behind these obviously empty beer cans and this trophy that I did not win, but I'm currently looking for the owner of, is an air conditioner. My only saving grace. So I will be firing that up and putting my, here's a good tip for you. You want to get more airflow? Put a fan on it. Stick that right in front of that, wherever it is, because obviously my garage is the worst hellhole ever. And you can see I put a block there. You can put a fan in front of it. It blows much better. Here, I'll show you. Now, obviously it's going to be kind of difficult to film with that noise going on, but it is so much cooler than this garage right now. So I apologize for the infrequency of the videos that I've been doing lately because, well, again, I'm not one of them professional YouTubers who has 2 million followers and all this money coming in off of ad revenue and all this other stuff. Maybe someday, but that was kind of the plan, but who knows. So I have a day job and a family, so if you get one video a week, that's all I can do for you. So thanks for sticking in there. But the reason for the video this week is a little bit of a safety notice, and I'm going to show you a little bit of a what's been going on with my car, and maybe it'll help somebody out. So I figured I'd post it up and see what you think. Now, when I put my new seat belts in this year, I tried one of these. Sorry, I keep getting my flashlight in the way. There, now you can see what it is. I tried one of these new cam lock setups, and it's kind of comfy. It's interesting to use, but, and I hate to use the brand, but I didn't notice that. Let's come around to here. It didn't come in two different belts. It just kind of wraps around the pipe. I typically wrap my belts around this bar, which I think it's usually this one that somebody would use as a belt bar when they had this car before me, but I'm too little tall, so I sit lower. But I put it around this bar. You can see by the two spots here and there that I wrap it around that way. But this, I didn't know, like I said, that it was going to be a single belt. So I don't like that. I don't like the idea of having a single failure point on my shoulder harnesses. I don't like the single belt setup. So I tried it for one race, really don't like it. Didn't like it at all. So I came up with a solution. Now, these are a different type of belt. You can see they're a different brand. So I bought some different shoulder harness belts. Now these are individual belts like I wanted. See? They come with a little tab on it if you want to belt or bolt them in, but I obviously don't. And they are a cam lock style belt. Now, obviously they're a different brand, and it's very questionable whether or not they would fit. However, when you take this belt and you plug it in to where it's going to go, oops, hang on, I think I gotta have it. Yep, okay. It goes right in. You can't pull it out. It moves a little, but that's okay because it's stuck on this stake right here. So I'm going to install these belts in place of this single strap because I want 2 failure points if I've got a shoulder harness instead of 1. Plus, you can't really trust one point, especially one that's not bolted in, because if for some reason this rubs on this bar, frays, or whatever happens, we don't have anything go wrong. Again, pardon the noise of the fan in the background because it is super hot. I just decided to turn it up. Now, obviously, these are not all the way in. Let me show you. You see how you go loop it through once and then through again. Then you take this and you loop it through the far side back through to lock it in. Obviously, I haven't done that yet. I know that's not the right way to do it. However, when you put them in and you get them kind of close to where you think you want it, you got to do this. You have to check it for one of these. If you run a neck restraint or a Hans or whatever, you got to make sure it fits this. So then you have to get in the car and double check your fitment. Once you get that good, then you lock it in. Now I figured out that these things are a little too short for what I need. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, pull about 2 inches out of it and tighten it up a little bit, because when I tighten it down, you can see right here, let me back it up for you a little bit here. There is really not a lot of adjustment here. I mean, look at how much strap I had tight and look how much I had left. That's not a lot. So we're gonna bring it up until basically the adjuster here sits right at the base of the Hans, like right here. I don't want it to sit on it, I want it to sit under it, obviously. But I'm gonna bring this up until it gets close to that. That's just how I run it. All right, so now I've saved you all the trouble of adjusting this thing to where I want it. Now, what I'm gonna show you is the proper way to lock this thing in. You see how it's come through once and it's come through once like this and down through and then going around the pipe basically, and then it's come back through to here. Now you can't leave it like that, it'll undo itself and then you'll die. So what you do is you run it back through over this one and through here. Obviously this is all in the instructions of your safety equipment, and you should pay close attention to your safety equipment. I just figured I'd throw it out there just in case somebody may not have done it and maybe wants to go back through and look at their equipment and see, if they've done it right. There. Now what you do with this excess is you don't cut this off. You just kind of throw it down there. You leave it. You don't. Sometimes I wrap it around and zip tie it to the pipe. This is not that long. I'm just going to leave it there. Again, you want to pull it up like this, but you don't want to move it. You don't want to pull it too hard, because if you pull it too hard, then you lose your adjustment. So what you do is, again, you just kind of very lightly roll it up so that you can get to it. And a good high quality belt like these Simpson belts, no free ads or anything, but they just work with you so much. It's a high quality belt. It's just a nice thing to have. If there's one saying that'll get you through life, it's you get what you pay for. And when you pay for quality, you get quality. So I apologize for the wind noise on the fan again, but that's just gonna have to do it for this week's video because I'm sweating to death. I have 1 week until we go racing. That's gonna be June 16th at Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park in Connecticut. They're gonna have tour type modifieds, they're gonna have us, they're gonna have late models, regular SK modifieds, light modifieds, you name it. It's gonna be a really fun show. I think features start about 6 o'clock, so come on out. There's no restrictions anymore up in Connecticut, even though it's a Democratic state. They typically are a little bit later. They play a little bit more safe, obviously, but I'm just gonna finish this up here. As you can probably tell, the car is already on the ground, and I got scale blocks on there, and I'm gonna put this window back in it because I had to access all those seat belts and such. So thanks for watching. Subscribe if you'd like. I'd really appreciate it. I'm really trying to grow this thing, I swear. You know, the goal is to try to pay for this race car with ad revenue, and obviously it's a little slow right now, but maybe someday we can grow it. And tell your friends, again, if this helps you out, I really hope I did something good with this. So until next time, see you later.